You're looking at the wrong number on your blood test results. While almost everyone focuses on total cholesterol, triglycerides may be sending out distress signals that no one is paying attention to. After the age of 50, especially during menopause, your body changes the way it handles sugar and insulin. What does this mean? The number that most often signals hidden metabolic risk is not total cholesterol. It's TG triglycerides and the TG/HDL ratio. Today I'm going to show you in simple language which number really matters, why so many people are looking in the wrong place, and what to do in practice to improve your results without nutritional terrorism. Because you deserve clarity, not confusion. Every time you take a test, what's the first number you look for? Let me guess, total cholesterol. If it's above 200, fear sets in. You cut out eggs, remove butter, and avoid anything with fat. I understand this has been the narrative for decades. Decades of campaigns saying that fat is the enemy, that eggs clog arteries, and that butter is poison. But science has evolved, nuances have increased, and many people haven't been updated. The result is a narrow focus that may divert you from what matters in your daily life. Looking only at total cholesterol is like checking your account balance without opening the statement. It seems informative, but it doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell you where the money comes from, where it's going, or what's really happening. Within your test results, there's a number that says a lot about how your metabolism is handling energy, sugar, and silent inflammation. Triglycerides. And there's a golden clue that almost no one comments on: the TG/HDL ratio. I'll teach you how to calculate it soon. It's simple, powerful, and transformative. Let's align concepts in a simple way, without medical complications. Cholesterol is the raw material for your body. It participates in the production of hormones, vitamin D, and cell membranes. It's essential for life. Your body needs it. Triglycerides, TG, are a way to store energy. When you eat more than you need, especially rapidly absorbed carbohydrates, your liver tends to convert that excess into TG. Think of energy boxes circulating in the blood. If there are too many boxes, it means the mechanism may be out of adjustment. But I cut out fat and my TG went up. What did I do wrong? This confusion is frequent. Very frequent. The low-fat diet culture of the 90s taught us to reduce fat and compensate with fat-free bread, pasta, and cookies. What happened in practice to many people? More refined carbohydrates, more glucose spikes, more insulin trying to keep up, and a liver that tends to turn that excess into triglycerides. It's not about demonizing carbohydrates, it's about what type, quantity, and context. And menopause plays an important role in this story. With the drop in estrogen, your body may become less sensitive to insulin. It's as if the cells partially close the door. Sugar circulates, insulin rises trying to solve the problem, and the liver works overtime producing TG. That's why, after 50, the same plate that didn't do anything at May 30th cause bigger spikes now. It's not guilt, it's not failure. It's physiology. And when you understand the body's language, it becomes easier to take care of it. There's a combination that deserves attention. High triglycerides with low HDL. HDL is often called good cholesterol because it participates in reverse transport. Simplifying, it helps carry back what's left over. If TG is high and HDL is low, this may signal a terrain of insulin resistance and higher cardiometabolic risk. It's not to panic, it's to act with strategy. It's to look closely and do things differently. Now comes the practical part that changes everything. Open your test results. Note two values, triglycerides, TG, and HDL. Do the math. TG divided by HDL. It's not a laboratory calculation. It's a homemade indicator that many people use to see the metabolic picture in a simple way. In general, values below 2 tend to be a more comfortable zone. Between 2 and 3, it's time to pay attention and make adjustments in your lifestyle. Above 3, it's a warning to talk to your doctor and organize changes. Remember, this is not a diagnosis. It's a map to guide choices and dialogue with the professional. But what about LDL? And total cholesterol? They matter, of course. But without context, they can be misleading. When TG is high, it's common for the LDL particle profile to tend to be smaller and denser, a profile that can be more atherogenic, more dangerous. While larger, fluffier particles may have a different behavior. That's why looking only at the total is not enough. Understanding the set, especially TG and HDL, gives you more layers of clarity. It gives you the complete picture, not just a piece of the story. Let's bring this down to your daily life, your real life. If your TG/HDL ratio needs attention, what works in practice? It's not living in eternal restriction. It's not going hungry, it's not suffering, it's not never eating anything you like again. It's organizing the right priorities. First, reduce refined carbohydrates that quickly turn into glucose. You don't need to abolish all carbohydrate sources, far from it. The target is the rapid and processed ones. Soft white bread, common pasta in large portions, white rice in mountains, fit cookies full of starch, juices, sodas, frequent desserts. They tend to push insulin up in a way that the post-50 body may not manage so well. And when insulin is high, the liver tends to form more TG. It's the factory working non-stop. Second, add good fat and protein sources that satisfy without pushing glucose to the stratosphere. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado, nuts, whole eggs, natural yogurt without sugar, good quality cheese if you tolerate it, and fatty fish like sardines and salmon. The omega-3 present in fish can help reduce TG in a relevant way in many people. If you think about supplementing, combine it with your doctor, especially if you use anticoagulants or have specific conditions. But real food, real fish already makes a huge difference. Third, adjust the timing of your meals. Eating dinner early and lightly usually helps a lot. Your nighttime metabolism, in many people, responds worse to large portions of carbohydrates. The idea is to give your body 12 to 14 hours of rest between dinner and breakfast, the so-called gentle intermittent fasting. It's not a test of resistance, it's a break for the liver. Example: you had dinner at 7 p.m., breakfast between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. If this is new to you, advance gradually and observe how you feel. You don't need to be radical, you need to be possible. A practical strategy that tends to reduce glucose spikes is the order of bites. Fiber and leaves first, protein afterwards, and only then starch. This simple rearrangement, in many people, flattens the post-meal curve. Examples of dishes: leaf salad with olive oil and fish fillet or omelette and moderate portions of rice, sweet potato, or pumpkin. You don't need to demonize starch. Adjust the quantity and position in the meal. It's about order, not prohibition. Does all this really work? Let me tell you about Anna, 54 years old, postmenopause. When she arrived, she had triglycerides at 280. The doctor was already thinking about medication. She asked for 3 months to try with routine adjustments. What did she do? She reduced refined carbohydrates, added salmon, sardines, eggs, avocado, had dinner earlier and respected the 12 to 14 hours until breakfast. 3 months later, TG at 95. Without heroism, without radicalism, with strategy. Not everyone will have the same response, but the body usually responds when you touch the cause. The real cause, not just the symptom. You might be thinking, okay, where do I start today without turning my life upside down? Start small and specific. Today, replace the white bread at dinner with a protein, an omelette with vegetables, shredded chicken, fish, and a salad with olive oil. Walk 10 to 15 minutes after the meal. Tomorrow repeat. In a week, you'll already have a basic routine. And then you look at the calendar and mark 3 months ahead to repeat the tests. The body likes gentle consistency, not radical change that lasts 3 days. Another piece that helps is organizing your timeline. Take 3 tests, the oldest, the middle one, and the most recent. Note TG/HDL and the TG/HDL ratio. Just by seeing this trajectory, you gain awareness and control. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. If today your ratio is above 3, what's the next goal? Bring it closer to 2.9, 2.8, and so on, step by step, gradually. If this made sense, leave a like and subscribe to receive simple steps in clear language every week. Good information with calm and without guilt changes choices, changes life. Now I want to talk to you who feel like you try everything and don't see a change. If your belly insists on staying, if fatigue doesn't pass, if your mind is foggy, this may be talking to insulin resistance and higher TG. It's not just a number on the test. It's a signal of how your body is handling energy. When you align food, timing, sleep, and light movement after meals, the body usually responds. And when it responds, the tests follow. One pulls the other. About sleep, don't underestimate it. A bad night's sleep can mess up hunger, satiety, insulin sensitivity. Treat sleep like treatment. Dark room, predictable routine, screen off before. A simple ritual, slow breathing, calm reading. Sometimes, improving sleep is the invisible adjustment that unlocks the rest. That makes everything start working. And if the doctor only looks at total cholesterol, take the conversation with respect and clarity. Show your values, do the TG/HDL math right there and ask, what do you think of this ratio? What lifestyle steps can help in my case? Bringing concrete questions changes the consultation. You're no longer a passenger. You're the co-pilot of your own health. You're the protagonist, not the co-star. I want to reinforce a safety point. Medication exists and saves lives when necessary. This content is educational and does not replace your doctor. If you already use medication or have specific conditions, adjust the changes with your professional. The good news is that, in many cases, lifestyle and routine organization already bring real improvement. Real, measurable, visible in the tests. Let's summarize the first practical steps for the next few weeks, so you don't get lost. First, do the TG/HDL math with your current test results and note it. Second, replace a refined food at dinner with protein and salad with olive oil, keeping a moderate portion of starch when you want, preferably after fiber and protein. Third, include fatty fish twice a week, sardines, salmon, and use extra virgin olive oil daily. Fourth, have dinner early when possible and aim for a 12 to 14-hour window until breakfast. Fifth, walk 10 to 15 minutes after main meals. Sixth, sleep better with a simple and regular ritual. Seventh, repeat tests in 3 months and compare TG/HDL and TG/HDL. Adjust the route as necessary. It's a plan, not an empty promise. If this made sense, remember to comment, leave a like, and subscribe to receive every week a simple step. Nothing radical, just what works in real life. Just what you can maintain. Just what makes a real difference. Before closing, a message from the heart. You're not broken. Your body is not your enemy. It talks to you through signals, hunger, satiety, energy, sleep, and test numbers. Today you learned a new word in this conversation. TG/HDL. Use this key with gentleness, patience, and consistency. Your best years haven't ended, they respond when you take care of them with strategy, with knowledge, with awareness. And when you get your test results again, do the ritual. Look at TG, look at HDL, do the TG/HDL math, and think about actions, not guilt. A swap on the plate, an earlier dinner, a short walk, a better night's sleep. Small steps every day add up more than any miraculous promise of a week. Real health is accumulated. And you started today. Today is the first day of your new relationship with your test results. If this content helped you see the test with different eyes, leave a like and subscribe. We'll follow each other with clear information, possible choices, and gentleness with your body. Because your body deserves respect, not war. It deserves care, not guilt.